Hey, Wedding Confessionals listeners, it's Brooke, just coming in a little early to let you know that you're actually listening to part 2 of our night with Beth Morrell. So if you missed part 1, I would definitely hit pause and go back to episode 76 so you can hear all about Beth, spoiler alert, getting proposed to. Homegirl's getting married. So right now you're about to hear part 2, which is us getting into the confessionals with Beth. So again, if you haven't heard the first part, hit pause, go back. And if you have listened to part 1, well, then don't hit pause and just keep listening to this. Enjoy.
Something borrowed, something blue. Give us all your juicy news. Sensational, irrational. It's Wedding Confessionals.
Perfect.
So you guys ready to get to confessionals?
Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yes.
Okay. Pammy, you want to go first?
Yes.
Dog is now in the room.
I know.
She just licks. I went to
Ruth
move
is
your
in the
mic
house.
and she just starts licking my hand.
I know.
Ruth.
I know.
Oh,
Thank you, Ruth.
Sweetheart.
Okay, you ready?
Co-host. Confessional number 1.
Dear Pam, Brooke, and guest, Beth. I am emailing because my mother-in-law is all but ruining my wedding planning experience for me. I knew she would from the moment I first met her 5 years ago. Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
We have been engaged for 19 months now, and our wedding is 3 months away. I have many stories about the shit she's pulled in that time, but I'll just stick to the highlights. When she learned of our caterer's race, she called my fiance crying and screaming that everyone was going to think we were low class for working with him. What the actual fuck?
Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah, our caterer is amazing, by the way. She called me in the middle of the night telling me to change my wedding colors and decor because they were tacky and unoriginal. Oh. When we showed her the string quartet music that we were going to be playing via speakers during the ceremony, she started auditioning guitarists for the event behind our backs. Most importantly, she's called my fiancé asking him to reconsider marrying me. The latest debacle is that she decided that she and her husband are going to leave our rehearsal dinner early, rent out a restaurant on the other side of town, and throw a party for her friends. Fine. If that's how they want to spend the night of their son's rehearsal, that's on them. The issue is now that she wants to make this party a wedding shower and wants us to end our rehearsal dinner early, drive 40 minutes away from the venue. All of our wedding events are at the same bed and breakfast where we're staying, to have a wedding shower the night before the wedding. P.S. That means we're basically asking her guests to bring 2 gifts for the weekend. So who's really being tacky here? My fiancé and I have done everything to keep his family together over this. He's so furious with her, but she starts screaming and crying. And for the sake of my future father-in-law, we say no to her wedding ideas, but let her irrational behavior go unchecked. We stay up late at night conversing over how to handle her now and in the future. How can I not let this person ruin this experience? Sincerely, tacky, unoriginal, and defeated.
Oh God. I thought this was just a rant, but then she asked the question at the end. I has to be like, I'm so sorry. On to the next confession.
I think the only answer is elope.
I mean, okay. I have a few points. First of all,
Okay, let's hear.
I totally know that feeling when you meet somebody and you're like, you're going to be a pain in my ass in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's
Yes.
a new coworker, where you're just like 6 months down the line, you're going to be annoyed. You know what I mean? There's just some sort of
You
thing.
have the happy face on now,
The
but
gut.
oh boy,
like-
just wait.
So it's not like that's the thing that kind of is hard about this, is that this isn't like, oh, my son got engaged and I went a little nuts and this is just a phase. And then once the wedding's over, we can start to figure out rebuilding. It sounds like she's always been kind of awful.
Yeah.
And even at the end, they say like to handle her in the future. So it sounds like she's always been kind of awful.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, you're not overreacting. This woman sounds terrible.
She does.
Yeah. Is it?
I'm sorry. Ruth is so upset she can't even
Ruth,
handle it. She has to go.
Look what you have
It's
done
so
to Ruth.
It's so tense
What's your
in
mother-in-law?
here. Ruth is
She
like,
can't handle it.
I need a break.
It's too much.
I don't even. I mean, is it illegal to like start mashing up pills and giving them to someone without their knowledge? No? Is that okay?
I've witnessed that.
Okay. What?
I once went, I'm not going to name names. I went to a
Probably safe.
Thanksgiving dinner that this girl that I sort of knew, and she was like, oh, come, my family's going to have Thanksgiving dinner. And didn't like tell me that like she has like really bad baggage with her mom.
Oh, no.
And her brother and her basically like were just thought bringing me would be like a fun buffer to help. But like, if you needed me to do that,
Let you know.
give me the heads up. Be
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
everyone has family drama. Can you please help me out? Blah, blah, blah. I'll make sure the rest of the weekend is fun, but can you help me with this terrible dinner and like be a good friend? I would have done it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like with no heads up that like your mom is like super mean and kind of bonkers. And then after, in between like the meal and dessert, she whispers to me, she's like, it's fine. I put some in her drink. Dessert will be fine. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
And both of her brother like and her like gave a wink, like it went down, and I was like, I did not stay the weekend. I left the next morning with a fake work
gotta
emergency because I was like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah, no, don't. So don't
Yeah.
drug your mother.
I just say don't drug
don't
her.
drug her.
Oh my God.
I don't know. My mother-in-law is
I
Very
thought
bad
that'd be a
story.
given, but yes.
Well, here's the thing.
I
I
don't
will
even
say,
know.
let's start. Okay, so we already did a little negative bashing the mother and negative. I want to kind of put in a positive for a second. It sounds like you and your husband are on the same page.
Yes,
Your
that is
fiance.
good. That is good.
Right?
Agreed. The fact that he understands and he stands up to his mom, maybe not checking her, but at least, you know.
Well, he does a little bit. Like,
I mean, they're saying
he's
no
so
to her
furious with her.
ideas.
Like,
Yeah.
he genuinely, it seems like he brings up his concerns.
Yes.
Ugh.
But they stay up
even
late
know.
trying to figure out how to handle it. That's very adult. That's really good communication for your future. So
Oh, that's great. I
Yeah.
just wanted to throw that out there. That it sounds
That
like
is
through
good.
all of this, it sounds like your relationship with this woman isn't great, but it sounds like your relationship
At
with
least
the person you're marrying
at
is
least
really strong.
your fiance isn't like wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, there's no blind spot about what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's
you have the
huge.
person in the corner that you really need in your corner.
and hopefully you live far away.
I don't even know how to deal with this.
I mean-
don't know if. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think she's going to change.
No.
So, okay, so here's the two things we have to give her. We have to give her advice about how to mentally get through this. And then we have to give her advice about how to navigate this weird rehearsal dinner plan.
That's weird.
Because that's the two things, right?
That's real weird.
Let's do that first. Because
Yeah.
that's like just logistics.
Yeah. That's really strange. Like, that's clearly someone who just really wants to be in the limelight, wants
Yes.
that this wedding is about her, not about her son getting married. I don't even know.
I think you have to pass. I think you have to find a way, you know, there's just something that you're not able to be there for it. I'm sorry, you know, this wasn't planned.
the
You
night
have other
before your wedding,
plans.
you want to not
You have other plans.
be at
Yeah.
a shower.
I think you just have to say no to that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, let's say worst case scenario, she still wants to throw this secondary
Scenario?
scenario.
Okay.
I'm the only one that opted for more drinks.
You really want to sound drive home.
That's right, 'cause I live here. That's the only perk is that I keep
Bonus.
going. I know. Every episode is a bonus bridal break for me. No, but what I was saying before I slurred my words is that so if she is going to go through with this thing, and she might, even
Yeah.
if it's not a
The part,
shower,
yeah.
she might have a secondary shower / party, whatever she wants to do that she wants to control. Because I think in all of this, she's annoyed that there's nothing that she has full control over.
Yeah.
And that
It's a
bothers
control
her.
thing. Yeah.
So fine, she can have her party with her friends that you guys do not attend. That's fine. I mean, it might just be a thing that you have a rehearsal dinner and then afterwards, like people that are more close from like whatever group want to do a secondary thing. I mean, if you think about it, that's not that weird. I mean, the way she's going about it is fucking shitty.
Yeah.
But there are times
Yes.
where you have a rehearsal dinner and then it ends. And then everybody that went to the same college wants to
Right.
go to this one bar. Like there are points or like everybody that, you know, is from this one side of the family goes to Aunt Irma's house. Like you can try to make it not feel uncomfortable for everyone else. Because at the end of the day, she's going to be weird. You're going to be
Yes.
cool. And I think you're trying to also avoid is the random people in between getting thrown into this weird situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 minutes away. I wonder if there's a way to merge the two parties. Because isn't it classically the the groom's parents throw the rehearsal dinner? Isn't that traditionally what?
Yes.
Yes.
So like, is there a way to just kind of let her take over the rehearsal dinner? Like, this is your party to plan, and just step off of it.
I mean,
just give her that. I
Just
don't
let
know.
her have her whatever she wants for the rehearsal dinner.
and just make that her extra party the rehearsal dinner. Like, and maybe shift the time or convince her to shift the location.
So
or
that's
something.
the compromise, is
Maybe
you let her
that's
have the one thing.
Just let you have, because the rehearsal dinner is kind of the least important part of the weekend.
That's
Like,
fair.
it's not whatever.
Yeah. And if
I don't
listen,
know.
if she wants to be the tacky person that makes it into some weird shower, it's clearly going to
fine.
look like it's her idea, not yours.
Mhm.
Yes.
If
And
you're
you
just
get-
showing up,
And you
that's
just get
you're-
extra
yeah.
stuff. And really, you deserve it after all this hell you've
Yep.
been through.
And if she wants to pay for a ginormous party,
You want to get
go
that
for
instant
it.
pot? Good
Yeah.
for you.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good idea. Is if you can kind of swallow it and just cancel your rehearsal and just kind of give her a win. Maybe she just needs a win.
Yeah, just one thing to hold on. That's her own.
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks.
Should she at any point have a polite heart to heart with her and be like, "You're hurting my feelings"?
I don't know if this person
No.
would
Pam
care.
says no. I just
It
didn't
sounds
know.
like she maybe, if she's calling someone in the middle of the night, she is not empathetic towards other people.
Yeah.
She's telling her son not to marry her.
Yeah, that's not gonna win you any
That's
points.
not cool.
No, I think I think I like the idea of our bride being the more adult.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she's not dealing with another adult.
And I
No.
wonder how much in the future this just kind of means you start distancing yourself, especially if like kids start being involved in the life. Like,
Yes.
if
Well,
they're gonna be,
I
you know.
like the fact that they're already having those conversations.
Yeah.
And, like if this continues in the future, because at this
Yeah.
point, there's only so much they can do because they clearly have a wedding planned. There's a location and a date. There's a lot of things locked in,
happening,
and
yeah.
they want to have it, and you should have it.
yeah,
You should have your
Yes.
wedding.
Yeah.
And have fun and enjoy it.
it should
and,
be fun.
And not what really sucks. And I hate this. And there's so many situations in life, whether it's like something going on with like a friend group or something going on at work or like this with this wedding thing where it's like one person can just sour the experience.
Yeah.
And then the way the human brain works is that we only focus on the negative thing.
Yeah, we only
and we
look at
forget
one
about
thing.
So much
all the
good.
good things.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one ever writes this confessional. It's like, my best friend was super rad
Yeah.
and she helped me plan all this stuff and
Let's
it was
get some
so
positive
great.
confessionals, you guys.
Right.
Come on.
But that's not why the show has existed, because like things that you focus on the
Yes.
negative. And it's like that kind of brings me to my next point of the idea of like, okay, how do you mentally deal with this person?
Yeah.
Not only for the next you're engaged 19 months. So you're going to be, I'm guessing, getting married
A couple months.
a couple months from now, right?
3 months away.
Yeah, 3 months away. So you have to deal with this for another 3 months, and then, like you said, in the future, this
Yep.
nuttiness continues, and
Yeah.
nuttiness is a polite way of putting it.
Yes.
Bitchiness.
Yeah.
Not great
The
behavior.
B word. Well, I mean,
I think you follow up with saying the actual word with the B word.
I think it really brings it home.
Yeah, you know the word I just said. Yeah, I can't imagine what this behavior must be like the rest of the year when it's not an event happening.
Well, I feel like for the wedding that
It's
you need to
probably
have
heightened,
somebody.
yeah.
You need to have a
Oh,
person
yeah.
who's
Yeah,
on
you
mom
have
duty.
You have a wrangler for
You do.
mother-in-law.
And
Yeah,
as much
sure.
as you can't handle you can't control what she does, you can control your response to
Yes.
it. And it sounds like so far you've been super classy and cool about it.
Yes. Doing a
I
good
think
job.
as much as you can, you make it into a fun drinking game with your friends. You know what I mean? You make it like
Yeah.
a joke with your friends.
Yeah.
Where it's like, listen to this. Like, I'm sure at this point you have a couple friends that you always call after stuff happens,
Yeah.
or you text where you're just like, chapter 14 and crazy mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it's like,
Yes.
you let it out. You like enjoy the moment of just like being frustrated. And then
Yeah.
you just have to kind of laugh it off to be like, hey, she's crazy. She's not destroying my marriage.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend more money
That's
than
the- yeah.
than I want.
That's
like,
definitely the number one thing. Make sure she doesn't destroy your marriage.
but I think that what
It sounds
sucks
like
here
it
is she sounds like she's a control freak and she's upset because she doesn't have control.
And I
Yeah.
know that there are some people with things that are not easily rationable. Like they're just crazy, which is not a nice term, but like just there isn't a way to explain why they're nuts. Like that's just the way they are. But if there is a
They're
way,
intense people that get emotional.
or there might actually
Yeah.
be something actually
There's could be
imbalanced in their
imbalance.
brain.
Crazy.
But
Sure.
like if there is a way to kind of figure out why she reacts to these things, you might be able to try to figure out how to manage them. If you're like, oh, well, she has had this kind of blah 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 in her life, so therefore she wants control all the time. Like so
Right.
then you can kind of give her something that
Some
might
sort of
help ease
empathy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to figure out the roundabout way as to why these are things are happening, not just like she's ruining my life.
I do I
Which is
don't know if you
easier
want
said
to
than
try
done.
this experiment, but I like the idea and like moving forward in your life with her, because it sounds like she's just used to lashing out and people either lashing back or just like pulling away in fear and just letting her do whatever. But if you just bring polite feelings, how is she gonna maybe just once? Maybe it doesn't have to be during the wedding because you're like 3 months away and this isn't the time. But let's say like in the near future there's like a holiday event or a family event and she starts to do something crazy in the future. Maybe there's like a 4th of July family thing you guys always do, you know, and like and like she's upset because you're doing something. If you could come to her to be like, you know, I feel like you're really stressed about this and you're upset and I wonder, you know, like what I can do to help you. And, you know, like I want us to be on the same page and we're family now and I care about you. And if you just bring a little bit of like, I don't want to say like the whole like, you know, like bees and honey kind of a thing.
But kinda.
And like, you know, but bring a little bit of like, not fake, but just genuinely to be like, hey, I want you to be okay today. I want you to enjoy today.
And she might also be the kind of person that instantly becomes your best friend. Like, I feel like I've known a lot of people who are like, either they hate you or they absolutely love you.
Well, she hates her.
Ugh.
But
like, if you all of a sudden like start doing that, she might be like, you're my best person in the whole world.
Well, that's why I always say,
yeah.
like, never fight with your in-laws because a lot of times the issues they have with you have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
There's some sort of there's other things going on, or just the idea of changing their lives or their children becoming adults, and it's very hard. So even though if they try to be kind of nasty to you, for the most part, try to be nice. My theory is don't give them actual tangible examples of why they shouldn't like you.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
And you so far have done that. I think you should continue to do that. And I think you should make your mother-in-law being nuts into a drinking game.
That's great. Just don't get too drunk at your
No.
wedding.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, just throughout, like, you know.
Your friends can get smashed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just not you.
Yeah.
You're going to have, and I want you to have a good time at your wedding.
Yes.
Even if
And
rehearsal
remember
dinner is wild with like
drink
showers.
wildly through your
Honestly,
well, maybe not your rehearsal
if it
dinner,
turns
just
into a shower and it's just a dumb thing, just like make it a joke. Just
Yeah.
be like, I don't know, she's nuts.
and
just lean into it and be like, it wasn't my idea, but thanks for the mixer.
Here we go.
Yeah.
KitchenAid, holla.
Heyo.
Okay, number 2. Okay, I haven't seen how long it is yet.
It's long.
Oh, God damn it, Pamela.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
It's fine.
got the worst of it.
No, it's fine. I won't drink any more of this wine until I'm done. Number 2, Dear Wedding Confessionals. My dress shopping experience was the worst.
Oh, this makes me sad.
I originally went shopping for the first time right after I got engaged while in Arizona visiting my family. I thought it would be nice to bring my aunts and cousins along with my mother just to try on dresses and have a laugh. It was going great, lots of laughing and joking until the last dress. A heavily beaded V-neck A-line gown with a gaudy beading at the bust, giving an empire waist type look. I immediately hated it and thought my family would love the laugh, so I went out to show them. Big mistake.
Oh, no.
They loved it.
Oh no.
I said over and over how much I didn't like it, but no one listened.
Oh no.
After a half hour of them fawning over the gown, I convinced them it was time to go.
Oh no.
We're not done.
Oh no.
7 months later, I take my mom shopping again. Just mom and I. I thought my mom had forgotten about the gaudy, awful dress
Oh no.
that she had loved so dearly and could start my search again. Wrong. I find a dress I love, but my mom asked the consultant to pull the gown she loved again.
Oh no.
To humor her, once again, I try it on. Once again, there are tears. I explain, I don't think I like it. I think it makes me look old, fat, and dated.
Oh no.
This falls into deaf ears. I get frustrated and once again leave the store saying I need to think. I go back 4 days later with my maid of honor and my mom. It's decision day. I try both on and immediately know I want the dress I loved. Like, by the way, no shit.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I think it's the dress. I try veils. And when the consultant asked the question, I say yes. My mother then reaches into her purse, throws her credit card at me.
Oh my god.
Storms out of the store and leaves me and my maid of honor to pay and get a cab home.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, seriously, she left us there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
I flew back home to my fiance, devastated that I would never get the say yes to the dress moment I longed for. Weeks go by and I receive an email from my mother. She, unbeknownst to me, has still been tracking the dress she likes.
Oh no.
She's emailing to tell me it's on sale. So she has decided to buy it. So I, quote, have options.
Oh
Oh my gosh. Oh my
God.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes, the dress I have told her I hate and will not wear, she has decided to buy against my wishes from who's wearing this dress anyway.
If this was on Say Yes to the Dress, they would have milked this
Oh,
so hard.
Definitely a say yes to the dress
Threw the
segment.
card.
She
I
left
her.
them. Also, like,
Also bold to take that card and then pay for the dress.
I love it. I love it that she was like, all right.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you gave it to me, so I'm going for it.
Oh
That
my
is
God.
insane. I've watched a lot of Say Yes to the Dress for years because it's a fun
It's
show.
so fun.
It's so
delightful.
fun.
But
By the
like-
way, you
uh-huh.
also end up, you never know if you're going to end up crying.
Oh yeah, you never know.
You go
Yes.
into being like,
Yeah, this
am
will
I
be
going to
fun.
cry? It's like
Yes,
1 out
I'm
of
gonna
3.
cry.
I'm going to cry.
I've never understood the ones that are like, I'm not moving on this decision. I love it. You're gonna love it. Like just being so hard-headed about that. I don't get it. And maybe it's just because my mother and my mother-in-law are pretty darn similar and they're like, oh, you're beautiful. Whatever you like. Just make sure you get whatever you like. Like, that's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't have people like this in my life, so I don't understand what that's like.
It's just crazy because I understand it's
Nuts.
because weddings, people go with their own personal history and
yeah.
they have all their
Yes.
own expectations. But the
Yeah.
idea of walking out of a
That's
dressing room wearing a
insane.
pair of jeans that look hideous
Yeah.
on you and everyone being like, you better buy these fucking jeans.
I'm buying them for you. I don't care if you like them. Even like if you're like, I hate this dress, you're not gonna look good in that dress.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
what they want you to look like that in your wedding. We're like, no, I hate
Like
this.
scowl on your
Yes.
face.
This is terrible. I look like shit on a day that I'm supposed to look my best.
Yeah.
Like, no,
and
that's
then the dress
not
you come out,
happening.
you're like, this is amazing. I love this dress. They're like, nope. What?
yeah.
Right. Like I understand
is
sometimes
exacerbating.
it sounds like that they were going like they have this idea of like this ball gown,
Yeah.
big, probably kind of 80s.
Yeah.
It sounds a
It
little
doesn't
bit
sound
dated.
great.
because if you think about like the person getting married,
Yeah.
their mother, what
Uh-huh.
age they were when they
Yeah.
got married, so they're thinking that Princess
70s,
Diana,
Yeah. Yes.
poof, poof, poof,
The
poof.
sleeves up to your neck. Yeah.
And again, there are
Okay.
times where you can kind of get like a modern ball gown that kind of appeases that. But if this person wants something completely different, what are you saying, Pam?
Well, I was wondering because she brought her maid of honor on the last round, so I was wondering like how the maid of honor, like which one she liked. I mean, hopefully she liked the one her friend liked.
Yeah, she was probably
she may
went
not have
into
been.
it knowing, being like, you better lean in
you're
on
my
this
cheerleader.
40.
Exactly. Yeah,
But even
you
reg-
need to help, but
regardless,
still,
she still bought it online. Which I mean, at that point, you're like, all right, you bought it. I'm not paying. I'm not
I
wearing
mean,
it.
I will
Like-
say, this is, so you sent this to us not that long ago, so you're still kind of planning your wedding, so you haven't got married yet.
Oof.
What if, just for funsies for your mom, you took some quasi-professional pictures
There you go.
in the dress
Yeah.
you don't like so she can put that up in her
Just
home?
bring it the day of. Just throw it on.
You know?
Yeah.
If she really wants to see you in it, she already bought it. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, right?
You know?
I mean, unless it has to be like super altered. but-
Just
can you
maybe,
wear it for another party?
Can she wear it for the shower?
Yeah, that's
There
what I'm
you go.
thinking. Can she wear it for a different party?
Or like make it your going away dress
Oh,
or
you
something.
like walk out in this hideous thing.
I know. It's bad.
That's also a weird thing to walk out in, like a bigger dress than the one you got married in while you're getting into
if
a
you
fucking
feel
car.
that bad in something, I mean, she really hates
She
it.
hated
Yeah.
it.
You don't
That's
want
so
pictures
crazy.
of you
No, yeah.
in something that you absolutely hate.
But if they're just going in
crazy.
your mom's house and just like fun, you just do a pose and just
That's
like
so weird.
if you wanted to placate her and it really was
Yeah.
her feelings were hurt and you feel like it would take care of the family in Arizona that really like doubled down on this fucking dress.
Cousins, too.
She
It's
already bought it.
so-
Also, like I know people from Arizona, they're not tacky. What's going on?
It's just so insane to me. Like, why would you do that? I don't.
Yeah. Don't you just read off the vibe of the person? It's one thing if
Yeah.
they're unsure and like, do you like
Yeah.
this? And they're genuinely curious about your view and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah. Or like I get that, but someone
Yeah.
coming out with the face and the body type
Like,
of
I hate this.
this sucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the one.
It's
It's
oh
crazy.
My gosh.
It's crazy to me.
Oh man.
So I think what we learned from this is don't come out in a dress that you think is a joke.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
because it may not be
I
a
mean,
joke
we've
to
learned that
others.
on Say Yes. Don't try on dresses out of your budget because you're gonna love them.
Yeah.
And don't show people dresses you don't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will say sometimes
sometimes you. Yeah.
Well, you're like in this, especially because if it's a bigger dress and you're in the small dress room with like a tiny mirror, you don't really
you do
know
kinda
until
want
you
the space.
see it. And also, trying on dresses is fun.
It is fun.
And you
I
get
will
to
tell
be
you
the little princess on
One-
stage.
Oh yeah, I
Even
was
if
like,
you're just being a
I wanna
clown,
try
you're like,
more.
this sucks.
One of my friends got married when the like summer after we graduated from college, as a lot of people do, and so we went. Me and her other roommate and I were bridesmaids, so we went dress shopping with him, and her mom came too, and her mom has a mullet. I believe she still does. Has a mullet, like as her just.
I
so
thought you
this
said
is
mole, but then you said it again. I'm like, no,
Mullet.
no, no. Mullet.
yes, as her hairstyle. So this is like the kind of like.
Okay.
Yeah, the kind of
Yeah.
person we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so her mom had picked out this dress that she really wanted to see Anna in. So we're like, all right. So she put it on, and she came out of the dress. It was like this really tall boutique, or really small boutique. So she came out and
like a
instantly,
tall boutique.
I don't know what happened there.
Brooke's like,
She's
where's
like,
that?
What?
Can I go?
She came out of the dressing room, and like my friend and I just started like really trying hard not to laugh because her face was like, I hate this. It was one of the ugliest dresses I've ever seen. It was full on like short sleeves, like similar short sleeves to the shirt I'm wearing now, which
Yeah.
is like longer short sleeves, but for like a ball gown, you don't want that.
That's
And like a
weird.
weird neckline. And the bridal consultant lady goes, "Oh, that's a temple dress for like a
Oh.
Mormon wedding where they
Yeah,
like are
we have
very
to cover.
yeah." And Anna was like, and her mom's like, "It's beautiful." And then we were all like, "Oh no, don't laugh." But luckily they had the relationship where she was like, "No," and just turned around and walked
Mother.
away. And which is like, I mean, at some point you do have to put your foot down. But if your mom isn't like, if your mom's buying it behind your back, what do you do?
Oh my god.
You do a photo
You
shoot.
just yeah.
You do a photo
Or you just keep being like, no,
You have
and
the
you just
wildest bridal shower.
you sell
and
it
you wear
again
that
on
fucking
still
thing.
white, and you make money.
That's
off
what
of
I
it.
think.
I don't know.
I think you wear to the bride.
That's
Ask
funny.
how fun you're. I don't know.
That
You're-
is pretty good.
That being said, this is a mom that threw a credit card. She would probably not enjoy this joke.
That is an aggressive move.
Yeah.
wear
Can you
it
imagine being the consultant?
Can you wear it
Stand there
just
being like,
during
"Oh, no."
cocktail hour? Like if she already has it, can you wear
No.
it for like 10 minutes during the day?
No.
I say just as you're like getting your pictures done in the morning, you throw it on for a couple pictures
For her.
and then
Just
you
for
change.
her.
It's the first dress
Pam
you put on,
says
and
no.
that's it.
Nope.
See, as we'd established, I'm too much of a people pleaser. I don't know.
Throwing the credit. I hope your mom and you are going to be okay though.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's not fun.
That's awkward. See, my mom would have been like, "Fine, you're buying it yourself. Who cares? I'm not paying
Right.
for it."
But I like
Exactly.
that she
Yeah.
still paid for
Yeah,
the
like she
dress.
still paid
she was
for
like,
it.
all right. That's bold and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, if your mother's going to be
That's a lot.
childish and throw credit cards, then we're going to be childish with
Yeah,
our dresses.
I mean,
There we go.
if you're throwing a credit card at me, I'm gonna catch it. So, all right, go for it.
I like that.
Oh boy.
That's our first oh boy of the night. We got so many on the first time.
You got so far in.
Oh boy. That's your signature move.
Is that the cocktail at our wedding ceremony called the oh boy?
Yes.
Oh,
Number
man.
3.
Okay,
Guest
yes.
/ Beth.
This is a very different. We're taking a left turn.
Okay. We take turns here.
Dear Wedding Confessionals, hello. I'm a new listener. Hello, new listener.
Hello.
I'm loving the show, and I'm about to get personal. I'm getting married this September, and so far the wedding planning process has been so smooth in a too good to be true sort of way. But there's one thing that I can't quite figure out. Undergarments. I am wearing this gorgeous, full, layered dress, but I am a sweater. I just know that no matter the weather, I am going to be a sweaty mess under that fabulous gown. Any advice for what I can wear or do to avoid feeling the sweat dripping down my legs on the dance floor? Do I just suck it up and power through? Sexy is a pretty low priority. I mostly just don't want to feel gross. Thank you so much and sorry for taking it there, but I knew I could take this to you ladies. Help. From, do they make sweat-free panties? Are you Googling sweat-free panties right now, bro?
No, but but you started talking and I tried to look it up. Oh, that's what it's called. Okay, listen. As we talked about the podcast, Pam's always cold and I'm always a little bit sweaty. I don't use it anymore, but when I was like a teenager and had like I sweat I had to like sweat a lot. There's a brand called Certain Dry, DRI.
Okay.
And it's so powerful that you usually don't have to wear it every day. Like if I tried to wear it every day, my armpits would flake.
What?
Yeah.
This is a deodorant.
This is deodorant.
Wow.
Yes.
So I think that if you're worried about like just overall like
Yeah.
stinking,
Uh-huh.
you should look into Certain Dry.
Interesting.
It's available on Amazon apparently.
This- yeah.
Everyday strength clinical. Like it's
Whoa.
like used to be like a thing that you could only get like
You had to get,
over
like,
the counter or
prescription.
prescription. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the random brand that I
Alright.
thought of.
Uh-huh.
But
I mean,
ugh.
this hits home. Not only do I also have a
This
smooth,
hits home.
a smooth wedding plan, but like I am also a sweaty person, and I'm
Me
wearing
too.
a heavy ball gown. So like I get it. I don't know. That's a great question. I'm listening for the answers too.
she's getting okay. She's getting married in this September. That's like now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Pamela.
So
Wait. So we've established that we are heavy sweaters.
yes.
Pamela with a blanket on. Are you?
I'm not a heavy sweater.
Okay. So she's perfect.
Yeah. She's
And
just
we're
a little
gross
over there.
nightmares.
Yeah.
We're highly
Clearly
evolved.
not. No, I'm just trying to think because like I did a lot of theater in my youth and early 20s, and you're up there in the heavy ball gowns, you're up there under lights.
Those lights are
You
hot.
are
Oh, yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sweat, so I do sweat. It does happen.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Allegedly, it happens. Sure.
No, I like the idea of the Certain Dry, and I also like the idea of underneath. Like it may seem weird to wear tights, and I don't want to say that, but tights
Or like
is
Spanx or something, like some kind of
something that absorbs a little
Yeah.
bit.
You also don't want like your legs to chafe. Like that sucks. So like wear something.
Is she worried about crotch?
It says sweat dripping down her legs.
Okay. So
Legs.
she's worried about, I
Yeah.
mean, what I think of like boob sweat with bras and
gosh.
stomach sweat.
that.
Yeah.
It's, you're thinking about all of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think honestly, if you've already bought this gown, right? So there clearly is a vendor where you got it from. I would give them a ring and ask them.
That's smart.
If there's something that could be sewed in that's like almost like if there's some sort of like
little absorbent
yeah.
situation.
Right, I mean, hello, it's like Under Armour
Yeah.
has a
I
whole
mean,
product of
yeah,
like the idea of
that's
something
true.
that airs and like lets you kind of sweat and not be
That
gross.
breathable
Yeah.
Wicking material, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like what you really are worried about. Here's the thing, like you just need to be not getting like heat rash
Yeah.
on your body.
Yeah.
And you need to be not to be miserable on your face, like sweating profusely.
Yeah.
The good thing is that go ahead.
My dress we didn't talk about is actually unlined on the bodice, which is a style that I don't prefer personally. But it was really expensive to get it lined. And so I'm just because the skirt lining is like a champagne color. So I just got a long line bra that is that color. Looks like it's part of the dress. So I would say
Smart.
There you
maybe
go.
get if you don't already have it, like a long line bra corset thing. So you have that absorbing, not the dress. And then like maybe put on like a pair of like Spanx shorts or something just to keep that situation down there.
Yeah.
Just have a layer between the layer.
Yeah, I would genuinely
Yeah.
ask the dress vendor
Yeah.
to see if there's anything
That's
that they
smart.
would suggest. And then also, the cool thing about being a bride is that people do everything for you that day.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, you're going to be wearing this big, huge ball gown, which is super rad.
Yeah.
But then everybody does everything. So
Yeah.
you're not really running around that much.
But yeah, it'll be still potentially warm.
But also like,
maybe bring a second pair of shorts to change after the ceremony.
I was
you
going
know?
to say, it
That's
sounds
good,
like
yeah.
you need to be, you probably want to be picture perfect going down the aisle for the pictures, blah, 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 beginning of reception.
Yeah.
Once you get past the first hour of
Yeah.
reception, things start to get messy
Yeah,
and
it's
fun. And
Yeah.
you're a little
Yeah,
warm.
and hopefully your room is quite air conditioned, so you are like
Yeah.
ready to go. There'll be some nerves.
Yeah.
There'll be some sweaty nerves,
Yeah.
but hopefully you
Yeah,
can
flop
be.
sweats are not
And if
fun,
you know
but-
you're like bring a couple of washcloths, just like put some little cold damp
I do remember
on your legs if you
from my
need to.
sister-in-law's wedding. There was a picture from her waiting in the back with tissue paper tissues stuck into her armpits, just
Yeah.
waiting, and she pulled them out last minute.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Schreier got married on a very warm day
Oh,
in
yeah.
February, and it was unexpected. And I remember us like really having to like, that was like our main objective was not to like get the makeup sweating off of her
Yeah.
face. We did it.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing is that like, Pam, were you sweaty at the end of your wedding?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so was
Yeah.
I.
It's
Sweaty,
It's at the
disheveled
end,
mess.
it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's expected by the
Yes.
end.
Yeah.
But I understand you want to do whatever you can at the beginning to keep it kind of together while you're getting those pictures
Yeah.
and like having the more formal end of
Yeah.
it. That's totally
And
chill.
a heavy dress is just an added.
Maybe a little baby powder on the crotch.
Oh, definitely bring baby
Yes.
powder.
Powder,
Yep.
powder on up,
Yeah.
Yep.
and absorb.
Just don't go like full like Ross from Friends.
Yeah,
where you
no
just, like, get
paste.
Uh,
It's a pain.
At least there aren't leather pants involved. So
Oh
that's
my
okay.
God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
well, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
faith.
you'll
be
get
fun.
there.
Listen, the two
And
sweaty
also-
gals will
yeah.
tell you.
You may not feel great, but no one will know.
Yeah, and
True.
honestly, I don't think you're going to care. There's
You're
so
not-
many things
there's so
going
much
on. You're not even
You
going
won't
to
even think
notice.
about it.
Even if you
No.
need to take a break and like change halfway through, no one's gonna notice.
Yeah, I mean, think about who was on that had the Angie had
Yeah,
this super
Angie
hot
Grano.
wedding.
Yes.
Angie had
Oh, yeah, I remember
yeah,
hearing
it was
about
like
that.
103 degrees.
Oh, that sounded awful.
And like
Ugh.
at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's like she got through it.
Yeah.
It was a little warm. Everyone dealt. Like
Mhm.
I think as long as it sounds like you're trying to prepare as much as you can, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you'll be married. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and you'll be a little sweaty at the end.
might
You're gonna
have-
be
you
sweaty
might
at
have
the
some
end.
good stories.
It's gonna be
Anyway,
fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good like action shot of you on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Woo.
Just hopefully no like huge pit stains.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it's white, so it doesn't show as much.
That's true. Yeah.
So
It'll be
you,
fine.
you got that on
It'll
your
be
side.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Pam has faith.
Yeah. You're gonna be fine.
That's all the confessionals.
That's it.
We're on to bridal breaks.
Hey.
Yeah. Bridal breaks are suggestions we give not only to brides, but anyone helping to plan a wedding of fun things to do that have nothing to do with wedding planning so that you can enjoy your life and stop thinking about your sweaty wedding dress or your nightmare future mother-in-law. Pammy,
Yeah.
what is your bridal break for the week?
Well, so I decided because we went with the Moscow Mule or the what's the
LA fall drink?
Oh, the Kentucky Mule.
Kentucky
Yeehaw.
Mule. And it's now September.
Mm-hmm.
So I found an caramel apple
Oh
mule.
yeah.
What?
Why are we not making them tonight?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
just
I always
mad at
feel like
you.
whenever I listen to this. I imagine you guys drinking what you actually make, and I get really jealous because
Yeah.
they sound amazing.
Sometimes we
So-
do, but a lot of times we don't. I'm really excited when she brings this. Sometimes she just shows up with random bottles of things. I'm like, okay.
All right. 'Cause there's a lot that you shared. I'm like,
Come on
I
in,
want
milady.
that right now.
We're done. You can continue.
Anyway, a real fall
Okay.
drink.
So I found this on gastronomblog.com,
Okay.
and it is lime juice, which is normal,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
little sea salt, ginger beer, apple cider, caramel vodka, which I had no
Hell
idea
yeah.
existed,
Ooh.
and regular vodka. So
Ooh.
clearly we're getting,
Caramel
you know.
vodka.
You could even do like a
Yeah.
hard cider if you really want to kick it up.
Pam,
A
I
notch,
feel like
probably,
you
right?
would live in caramel vodka if we let you.
Oh, that sounds so
I
good.
know.
That sounds very
It's
up your
probably-
alley.
I'm definitely going to try this.
I
I'm
thought
also-
Smirnoff
And then I'll probably
makes
not
those
have
fun
anything.
flavors, right?
Yeah. Have you had
Yeah.
the whipped cream vodka?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
What?
very good.
it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
very
make Jello,
desserty.
if you make Jello shots with, it, that's really good too. This is a look into living with Beth and Cheryl. we also
Bonus bridal break.
we also
bridal
did
break.
a drunken gummy bears with it once.
Ooh.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
So yes, caramel apple Moscow Mule.
Love it. That sounds
yeah.
really good.
All right, so we're gonna stop recording and go make that.
Yeah. We're going to drive to the store. I can't drive. Someone else.
It's almost midnight, probably. I don't know.
So I had my bridal break planned, and I'm still
Uh-huh.
going to do it. But
Okay.
I also have a bonus bridal break because
bonus.
when we were out there chatting before we started recording, we watched this YouTube video. I don't even know. Oh, we started talking about Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E.
wha-
Cheese.
oh,
I
right.
was at
You
a
went-
Chuck E.
okay,
Cheese
yeah,
birthday
yeah.
party
Pam's
today.
living
and
her best
I
life
mentioned
going to Chuck
how
E. Cheese.
this was like my nightmare as a child, and you go, "Oh, I have a video for
Oh,
you."
then make me watch this video. So it's a video called Usher. If you go on to, just to know, the way that I find it on YouTube is I go onto YouTube and I search Love in This Club Showbiz Pizza Band. And I don't even spell showbiz right.
No, you don't.
But if you do anything of this combination of words, you want to end up with the Usher Love in This Club, the Rock-a-Fire Explosion.
and just sit back.
I don't want to say too much, but
Yeah.
if you like 80s nostalgia and 2000s R&B,
and just weird.
weird and
Weird
also
shit.
somebody committing to a bit so hard.
So hard. It's not someone remixed it. They actually bought this
Yes.
thing and recoded it.
the idea of imagine your favorite R&B song being sung accurately by animatronic animals.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
And
Yeah.
also, but filmed on like a Betamax.
Yeah,
what is
I
going
think
on?
it's on VHS that they
It's
like film their TV
super
playing
great.
it. Yeah, it's real
But
bad.
it's wild. It has
Yeah.
over 1 million
It's wonderful.
views on YouTube.
And worth it,
And I
yes.
can't believe you were not one of these millions. And I hope now
I
more
know.
people will find it.
I mean, I feel bridal broke, so we're good.
It broke my brain the first time. And I watch it every couple of months.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Because it never makes me stop laughing. There's so many little gems you will pick up, and the
So
two of
good.
them had a blast watching
Super
it.
fun.
Yes.
The best is when Brooke turned on her party lights as we were watching it.
Yes.
Yes.
Also invest in a party
Yeah.
light that can it's a disco light that you can plug into a
Yeah.
regular lamp.
It makes it all work.
It makes your home so much more exciting.
At any time.
Yeah, at any
Anytime,
time.
yeah.
So that's a bonus bridal break. We'll throw that in there. So the actual bridal break though that I had planned, an inspiration of, you have your podcast that is Old Maids, which was about the idea of two single women and
Yeah.
like what it's like to be single women.
We're still
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. So, but there's this show that I stumbled upon. I don't even know. Netflix just suggests stuff for you.
Yeah.
And I was home and I wasn't feeling like it was like back when it was like months ago that I watched this, but I've seen it like more than once now at this point. But it was one of those things where I just was looking for something to watch and they're like, maybe this, and I was like, whatever.
Okay.
And then I fell in love with it immediately. The pilot was perfect. So it's a show called Can't Cope, Won't Cope.
Cool.
And it is in Ireland. So it's set in Dublin.
Okay.
And it's two women in their 20s. I think they're like 25, 26 years old. And they live together, and it's clearly like post-university. We're still trying to figure out who we are, what we're doing. There's lots of partying, lots of like kind of like trying to self-identify, but that perfect view of what women's relationships are at that point, and also how they can kind of turn a little toxic, and that like it's really, even though I'm saying it sounds like kind of dark, it's actually really funny. And I was telling the gals before when I was chatting about the show is that after I saw there's 2 seasons on Netflix. They're 6 episodes long, so it's pretty short and you can blast through it really quickly. And I immediately was like jonesing for season 3 because I was like, what happened? And I searched it and it found out that there wasn't even supposed to be a season 2. The creator created it just as like a one-off, but it was such a big hit in Ireland that she was like kind of forced to create a season 2.
Yeah.
And after that, she's like, we're done.
Wow.
So you really
Oh.
can get the whole story of these 2 women and their lives, like boom, in 12 episodes.
Nice.
And
is the creator
fun.
one of the actresses?
No,
Oh.
she's just a creator writer.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
The creator writer is Stephanie Pressender.
Okay.
And she's now like workshopping other stuff. So
Okay.
maybe around the corner we'll see
Wow.
some awesome stuff
What's
from
her
her.
book called?
Another bridal break. I haven't read it yet. It's called Why Can't Everything Just Stay the Same and Other
Aw.
Things I Shout When I Can't Cope.
Oh.
So it's kind of I think she wrote this before she got
see.
the TV show.
Nice.
But I actually, after I started researching it
Sounds
I found that article where she was like, I'm done with the show. Then I
Yeah.
researched her and I found out that she wrote a book, but it's not really available in America. So I bought it used on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
But I haven't read it yet, but I find her fascinating. I
Yeah.
think she has a really great,
That's
unique
cool.
voice. But yeah, Can't Cope, Won't Cope.
Nice.
I highly suggest it. I feel like
I
our
see that.
Gonna
Yeah.
watch
our audience is
Yeah.
like the sweet spot. You would love
Yeah.
it. So, and also like by the end, you find yourself talking a little bit in an Irish accent.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
Can't Cope, Won't Cope. It's on Netflix.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
Yay.
What you got, girl?
Also on Netflix. Well, last time I was here, I talked about Nailed It, which I think other people have
Yes.
since.
Yes.
And there are
Yes.
new episodes out. Not my bridal break. It's actually a little bit, it's on the same spectrum, but I would say maybe the other end. The Great British Baking Show is the best show in the world. There's a new season. I do need to warn everyone because I was shocked. New hosts and a new judge.
Oh,
and
your internet didn't blow up about that? You didn't know
no,
ahead of
did
time?
I lose this? Did I not?
I remember
I
the day
had
that it was released.
I think I heard that Mary Berry was out, but like they're at a weird. They're
You don't read
Berry.
the Daily Mail like I do as if I live in London.
they're on a weird release schedule because Netflix
Yes.
like doesn't. It's not the most. This was like last season's season, so
We
it's
get it
like on a
late.
weird which
Yeah.
makes me so sad that there's like 5 other seasons out there that we have not seen. But I love the show so hard because it's perfect. It's not a normal reality show. They're all amateur bakers, but who like study it and like
No
love
spoilers. I'm only on episode 5 of this season.
I will not spoil it. But
Okay.
like I didn't like these new hosts. It took me a while. By the end, I liked
Oh.
them, but it took me a while to
It takes like 3 episodes to
because
get
the
used
old
to
ones
it.
are so great. I
Yeah.
love them fiercely, and It was a little jarring. I want to cut the guy's hair so it's a bad haircut. But
Do you know him from other British shows?
no, he's
I
just
know
the
him
most
from
British
IT
man in
Crowd.
the world. Oh,
So he's
is he
in a couple other things. Yeah.
He's just the most British person ever.
Correct.
Ugh, boy. But it's like
boy.
You gotta know, boy.
you got it. But they're
But
in
an
this
aggressive
they're
boy.
in, they're in this tent. Everything's these beautiful pastel colors. Like all the music is classical music. They only interview people like one sentence. It's not like they're not ragging on each other. They're all friends by the end of
They
it.
help each other.
They help each other. If someone's already done and they're running out of
Aw.
time, they'll be like, what can I do? How can I help you? Like, it is so delightful. And like, everyone is just rooting for everyone else. And it's great. And I love that they're not just like living in a place for like 4 days where they shoot the whole show. They go home during the week and they practice and then they come and shoot during the weekend. So like they talk about like, I practiced this 16 times this weekend. It worked every time. Like it's so, and they're like, yeah, I researched this. This is like this historical, like it's just so good. And these people are amazing. They're like, oh yeah, I know how to make this random thing they just threw out. I make it all the time. It's like, I have never heard of that
I've
before.
never heard of
There
this
are
thing.
things that they
Oh.
talk about like everyday food in England that I'm like, what is this?
What is a
It's-
schoolhouse pudding?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I just watched
That
that one and it
whole
was like,
episode was
what
wild.
is what? And
Yeah.
also they call pudding things that are cake. I don't know. Like what is this pudding thing? And like yeah, schoolhouse pudding. You
It's
know,
like bread pudding.
yeah,
Oh,
okay,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Right. But
Okay.
our brains
But
go
it's
to
just
Jello
such a
pudding.
different. Yeah. we think of like as custard is more what we would consider. But
Yes.
anyway, that's a whole different thing too. I love this show so much, and I will always cry. Every end of every
Aw.
episode, I am crying for whoever has to go.
I am putting out a
so
polite, just throwing my like white flag, I guess, of help out to anyone in Canada, because I know we have Canadian listeners. We can tell
Yeah.
on the weird map that
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
up on our podcast provider. So there is a Canadian bake. It's the same
No way,
brand, the same
really?
group, and one of the co-hosts is Dan Levy, who is from Schitt's Creek, which is one of my favorite shows, and I
okay.
adore him. I have joked with Tristan, and by joke, I mean, I think we're going to do it. We already kind of wanted to go to Canada at some point in the next
totally
like
go.
6
It's
months
beautiful.
to a year. Right. So it's like when we have time for a quick vacation, because, just like go
Yeah.
up and stay on the West Coast. But I'm like, can we stay an extra 2 days just so I can marathon season 1 and 2 of the Canadian baking show?
I didn't know that existed.
Because-
now
well,
I'm mad at all my
You
Canadian
can't
friends.
get it here.
I have tried to figure out how to scam it. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do it, but I watch the little clips that are
Yeah.
available on YouTube that I'm allowed to
Yeah.
watch, and it's so cute, and I love him, and I'm livid that I can't watch it to
Now
the point
I'm
where I
mad
might
too.
plan a vacation.
Go to Banff
Oh,
and
you
just
so
stay in a
are.
hotel and watch it the
Right?
whole time.
I just like go up the
It's
coast.
it's hard to explain. Like I made Steven watch an episode with me at one point because I was like, you need to understand. Like I don't like a lot of reality shows because I just don't like the how they
the
hate on each other.
aggression.
It's the aggression.
Yeah, if you don't like
Yeah.
competition shows, you
And
don't
just
like aggression.
The
it's
way
tough.
they edit, where like they recap every 5 seconds, and it really just bugs me after a while. And like
I actually
this is just the most delightful, like soothing. And like at the end of every episode, you're like, I could make that. Like I couldn't, but like maybe I could.
But
like
you feel like you
you
can.
feel like you can.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
My friend who just started watching, because I convinced him to finally watch, and Paul Kaoli's been on the show.
Yeah.
He's a big baker. He finally got around to starting to watch this weekend for the first time ever, and he said, I don't know if they do this every season, but the episode we just put on had a lamb wandering through the interstitials.
Yes.
It was a full bore cuteness explosion.
Yeah.
And I wrote back, sometimes there's ducks.
They shoot it on this amazing estate that I want to go to. It's like they have this like huge house and like this ginormous huge lawn that they just put this huge tent in.
Wait, I'm going to
It's
nerd out
so
even
great.
more. If
Uh-huh.
you
Do
really
you know
dig
where it
into
is?
YouTube, you can find the first couple seasons of the show that aren't available on Netflix.
Oh my
they
gosh.
travel to different
Brooke.
locations
Brooke!
in every episode.
Send me links right now.
Yeah, we apparently as Americans are picking up like season 4.
There's so like
There's so much
in
more.
this season. In this season, Paul is like, "This is the hardest decision. 8 seasons." I was like, "There's 8 seasons."
Yes, there's more. And there's an Irish version too. If you look online, it's wild. And the whole time I'm mad that I'm having to scam and find it on YouTube. Like, I will pay money.
I know. I just want
Take my money.
I just want my soothing, delightful pastels. That's all I want. It's
I'm going to
so
find
great.
you this.
Oh my
I'm not going to put the
God.
links on the show
Yeah,
notes when I
because
give them
they're
to
legal.
you.
Yeah, please do.
But you know, like just
It's
Google,
just
guys.
great. And you get so invested in everyone. And like there was one season, I think it was maybe the first or second season that's on Netflix, where there's a 17-year-old girl who's like an amazing baker, but but she's also like studying for her exams during the time, so she doesn't do as well as she wants because she has other
do you
things
mean
to do.
Martha?
Yes, Martha. I love her. I was rooting so hard for her. I was like, I know
Well
you're not
done,
gonna win,
Martha.
but I'm so excited for you. And it was just, you get so invested, and like then when they get voted off, you cry. And the last episode, they bring everyone back and have this big like garden party when they announce the winner, and it's so good.
Literally from
best
since
show.
the second we saw that season with Martha, whenever we do anything well in the kitchen, my husband or I will say to each other, well done,
Well done,
Martha.
Martha. And their accents are the best. There's one older lady in this current season who you cannot understand. You cannot understand a word she says. She's so like from far northern England that like every word you're like, I don't think that's English. I cannot tell.
If you put it on the closed caption, it helps.
That probably helps.
Yeah.
Just this one lady, I was like, seriously, every time they cut
come
away, I'm
again?
like, what? Huh? What? It's
She's
so good.
delightful.
I love it. It's the best show
So
ever.
that's the bridal breaks. Pam, by the way, is so zoned out. She's literally checking emails.
This
Are you guys done talking
This
about?
is a show that like at Christmas my parents and I watch because it's like super agnostic and wonderful, so like everyone can get into it.
Yes, and it's so sweet.
It's
As I joked with my friend Paul, and we talked about it in this show before, I was like, the stakes could not be lower.
Oh no,
There's
they don't
no
win
money,
anything.
no.
They win an engraved cake plate. That's what they win,
Ugh,
and that's
fucking
it.
love it.
It's great.
Don't worry, we did an American version and fucked it up.
Did we?
Yes.
No. Is it
Yeah.
all just? Ugh.
It's
There's
bad.
enough bad
There was
cooking
one full
shows.
season, one Christmas season. They both were terrible. They actually had to
don't-
cut one short because of the hashtag Me Too movement.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later.
Stick to the British version.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Canadian one, if you can get it. And again, Canadian
man.
listeners, hook me the fuck up.
Yeah.
Send it to her.
Pam,
Send me
Trisha, I'm
some
calling you
sort of
out.
weird IP address that I can get on this shit. Okay, so we're done with bridal breaks.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk more later.
Beth,
Yeah.
thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Congratulations.
I was
And
so excited.
congratulations. And you have to promote the heck out of your podcast.
Yeah, so we're actually on a hiatus right now because
Well, there's backlogs. People get into
there's
it.
like 80 some episodes, so go back and listen to us when we were actually single. Yeah, so Old Maids podcast, anywhere that you catch a pod, go catch it. And you can follow me personally on Twitter and Instagram at Beth is something. I'm an artist and I do artsy things sometimes.
Yeah, you have some
You
cool
do.
things up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pop some things on Instagram that I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh. La
I did
la.
have one of my bridesmaids tell me that they were talking to each other and saying that this is going to be the most beautiful wedding they've ever been to because I'm an artist and my fiance is an art director. And I was like, oh my gosh, so much pressure. Oh no.
It'll just come out organically.
Yeah, I hope
You don't have
so.
to overdo it. It's fine.
No, I will say that the venue comes with like a decor package if you want to pick anything from the stuff they already have. It's all really ugly.
Yeah.
Skip that one.
It's not good. I was like,
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I was all excited. I was like, oh yay, cool. You have options. That's that's not. I don't
option is
want any
no.
of that. It's options from like 5 years ago when like rustic burlap was really in.
Yep.
None of that I want. So
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
What are you
okay.
going for?
I'm a little annoyed when Amanda was on and talking about what the trends are. I was like, those
Yes.
are all things I love.
Good.
So like,
Well, you're
like
on trend.
greenery and brass and like
Yes.
fun, beautiful stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's not
But we'll
surprising.
see how far
Perfect.
that actually goes. Because it's expensive to do that kind of stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. You can
Yeah,
a little
it'll be
spray paint,
pretty.
some gold
And also,
stuff.
like, the venue's pretty already, so we don't have to do a ton.
That's
There you
smart.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't kill yourself.
No,
Because it's one thing
exactly.
if you find joy in doing
Yeah.
that stuff and it's fun for you,
Yeah.
go in.
DIY,
But if it
so,
becomes
like-
a chore and
Yeah.
you're busy and you don't want to, fucking don't
Yeah.
do it.
So even are both on the same level of, like, we will focus on the things we really want to focus on. Everything else can just, whatever. People can take care of it. It's
I
fine.
love it.
So.
True.
I will keep talking about her wedding all
Yeah, I
damn
know.
day. This show will never end.
We'll talk until April. It's fine.
Right? Pamela, you ready to talk about
Yes.
our show?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
so we are going to tell everybody a little bit about our show in the form of a quiz. Pam, are you ready?
Sure.
Pam, if you want to find more about our show, including show notes and links to all our interesting stuff, where do you go?
Go to weddingconfessionals.com.
From there, you can see some cute little icons that'll take you to all of our social media pages.
Yeah.
Where are we on social media?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and newly back on Pinterest.
We're back on that Pinterest game, y'all.
Oh, boy.
And by we mean Pam, because I don't understand how it works.
I love Pinterest.
It's embarrassing. Every time I try to go onto even my personal Pinterest page, I don't understand what to do.
I don't really understand either.
Pam just gets
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
Can you just
Alright.
teach me?
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of like you being smarter at something. It's fun.
At something?
No, I mean like.
Thanks, Brooke.
No, I mean
She's
you're
like,
clearly
I'll give you this
smarter-
one thing.
Yeah.
You clearly know a lot more than me about a bunch of things, but I'm saying like part of me is just kind of like, do I really like Pam's got it? Like it's fine.
I got this one.
Like part of
I
me is
got
like,
you.
oh, so I need to be like a good co-host and like help you, but I'm like, it's fucking Pinterest. Like she loves it. Like why am I gonna do this?
Yes.
Divide and conquer. Pamela.
Oh boy.
Yes.
When we want to have people send their stories to us, their confessionals. Where do they go?
They can go to weddingconfessionals.com
Uh-huh.
and click on a little tab.
What's it called?
Tell us your secret.
That's our most popular action. You put in a name and then you put in
Your story.
Yeah,
or
about
your
your
question.
shitty mother-in-law.
Your vent or whatever.
I challenge people
Yeah.
to put in positive things.
I don't know, they're kind of boring.
I know. I challenge someone to find something really positive and really fun.
Yeah,
There
put
we
it.
go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it. I like it. We'll still find a way to spin it
I
to be
know.
like that sucks. No, just kidding. You also can send us a voicemail that we will transcribe. 434-933-2663. 434-933-2663. That is just a voicemail. It's very anonymous. We don't lift your voice. Come on, we just tippity tap it out.
Yes.
Email address that you can send us your confessionals.
That's
the third
another
way.
way.
Email address is what, Pammy?
weddingconfessionals@gmail.com.
Yeah, it is. We are available on Apple's iTunes /podcast app, Pammy.
Yes.
We want people to leave reviews, leave us stars, hit
Yes.
subscribe.
all of them.
all the
three.
stars.
Yes, there's that too.
Give us all the stars.
All the stars.
Yeah.
All the stars.
Yeah, it helps us move up in their little weird algorithm that doesn't make sense to us.
Nah.
You think I don't understand Pinterest? I really don't fucking understand that.
No one understands iTunes. That's fair.
So yeah, help us help other brides and grooms find us.
Yes. Thank you.
Besides Apple Podcasts, Pamela. Let me grab my
Click, click.
Oh boy. Here we go.
They are now in alphabetical order, Pamela.
They
what
are.
other podcast providers currently have the Wedding Confessionals podcast in alphabetical order? Apple Podcast.
Castbox.
Yes.
Castro.
Yes.
Downcast.
Yes.
Google Play.
Yes.
iHeart.
Yes. That's as far as you got last time. Let's see it.
Overcast.
Yes. What's next?
Player FM.
Yes. What's next?
Podbean. Oh, Podcast Addict.
Nope.
What is it?
Pocket Cast.
Oh, Pocket
Cast, Podbean, Pod Paradise, Podtail, Podcast Addict, Podcast Land, Podcast Republic, Radio Public, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube.
Why are there so many? What?
I don't know.
Okay.
So that's it, guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on.
Oh, I'm so
Congrats on all your fun news.
Thank you.
We'll definitely bring you back.
Post wedding.
Yeah, post wedding. We want to
Wanna
hear it.
Yes, we do.
And Pammy, I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Special thanks to Andy Schreier for our adorable theme song,
And David Kantrowitz for our fantastic logo.
and Ramsey Millette and Brian Maylard for their technical support.
If you want to learn more about our show, where you got to go, Pam?
Check out our website, weddingconfessionals.com.
That's it, girl. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.